The Spirits have been playing really well. The last game against Buffalo was really impressive with an 8-7 victory. You come in with Buffalo with a really big running team, and it's great to win those kind of games.
Denny, the thing that really sparked the victory the last game. Well, right now, let's pause as we all honor America.
What so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right, ready for Spirit Soccer tonight at the Civic Arena. We were talking about the two Polish guys that really sparked the win over Buffalo. Ian Sibbies, what a great game he had.
Well, I'll tell you what, we were kind of worried about that line at first, but now Ian Sibbies and Z Capper are both playing really well. Ian's like a little hornet out there. He goes both ways, offensively and defensively. It's really great with the goal production that those two people are really producing.
And, of course, you mentioned Super Z, and he had 2 goals Kapka did in that game against Buffalo. I was pulling for the hat trick. I know he's worked so hard during training camp and the first couple of games, but now it's really coming together. I expect big things from this line tonight.
Well, we all do in a Spirit office. That's one of the reasons why we got him over here. And like I said before, both Z Kapka, Ian Sibbies, they work so hard for one another, and that's the whole magic of this whole team.
Both clubs very much in the hunt. The Pittsburgh Spirit, of course, with their record of 3-2 in 3rd place. They really have only played 5 games. Look at Baltimore, 8 games played. Cleveland with 6 games played. And obviously, at the moment anyway, Cleveland the club to catch. Meanwhile, the Kansas City Comets, the club that the Spirit are playing tonight, they're also very much in it. They're 3-3, and they've lost 2 in a row, 2 tough losses, and they would be right in the hunt as well. Starting goalkeepers tonight for the Kansas City Comets. That's Enzo DePeda. He's 5'10", 155 pounds, born in Toronto, his 3rd year with Kansas City. Actually, the reason he's starting right now, Manny Schwartz, he was alternating with Manny Schwartz. Schwartz is injured. There's Peter Mavlik. He'll be starting tonight for the Pittsburgh Spirit. But don't be surprised if we do see a change at halftime, as the Spirit really haven't played all that much. This is the first game in a week, and they won't play again until a week from tonight. Starting line up front is Child, Buttle, and Hagen. And we have McKenzie and Vossmeyer on defense, starting for the Pittsburgh Spirit tonight against the Kansas City Comets. Peter Mavlik with the ball for the Spirit. Now, I'll tell you, I expect a great game. Fine header on the right side for Hagen. Paul Child moving in front of the goal. Now Stevie Buttle with it. Crosses it, overlapping on the defense. Vossmeyer plays it perfectly off the board, but cleared out by the defense of the Kansas City Comets. It's unfortunate weather has really dampened the crowd tonight, because I think soccer fans in Pittsburgh really keyed up with nothing but wins here at home, Denny.
Not just that, Jim, but I'll tell you what, this is a great game for HSC. A lot of people can just sit back and just really enjoy the game.
The line up front right now, Gordon Hill, number 22 for the Kansas City Comets, and Katsoukas, number 10. He'll be playing the right side for the Kansas City Comets. At center, this is Katsoukas for the Comets. Katsoukas, 36 goals last year with the Chicago Sting. This is his first year with the KC Comets. Number 4, this is Mikowski. His pass up on the right side, broken up nicely by Vossmeyer. Now look out, Katsoukas going to the left foot. Oh, he just shot it wide. Off the boards, Katsoukas again drilled it wide. Kansas City Comets, we expected them to start quickly and strong. Give and go back to Twelveman. But Twelveman shut off at the pass. A foul called. It'll be free kick for the KC Comets.
Another dangerous situation coming up here. You got an obstruction call against the Pittsburgh Spirit. Kansas City comes in with a set play.
Mickey Cave, the assistant coach of the Spirit, looking on concerned. There's a driving shot by Mikowski. Mikowski was the #1 goal scorer among defensemen in the MISL last year. 30 goals, an all-star, and he does have a blistering drive. Born in St. Louis, as are many of the players for the KC Comets, Denny.
Well, not just that. You're talking about 11 players right from the St. Louis area, the Missouri area, which I really think helps their attendance. It's the team in the league this year with the largest attendance of over close to 16,000 people.
Line change for the KC Comets. We'll give it to you as time goes on, but a 3-line pass called on the Pittsburgh Spirit. It'll be free kick KC at the Pittsburgh red line.
Jim, that's one of the problems that Peter's been having this year is his distribution. He's done that a number of times this year, and John's been working on that very diligently all week.
Giraldi, and now it'll be Hanlon to Giraldi. Into the right corner for Elson Seal, and he is nothing but speed for the KC Comets. But the Pittsburgh Spirit on the quick counter. This is Hagen. Look at him working fine against Fredrickson. Fredrickson goes in the corner with Hagen. Hagen controls the ball. Hagen puts it right to the goal mouth. Grabbed off by DePayday. DePayday whipping the ball for Seal. Let's see if he can see that speed, but Vosmeer had him blocked off nicely. Seal over to the near side for Savage. He's the top goal scorer so far this season for the KC Comets, but it's broken back by the Pittsburgh Spirit. This is Kapka on a good run. Kapka trying to move it into the corner. Knocked away from him. Was that Kapka or Buttle? It is Kapka out there with partial line change. Now we're going to get more of a change. I saw Paul Child and Hagen out there, but there was Kapka out there in a partial change. Adam Topolsky playing with a cast on the right hand, and the reason why, Denny?
Well, Stevie Buttle took a shot in training, and it hit the tip of his little finger and just happened to break the metacarpal on the index finger, little finger.
Well, we talked about Kapka and Sibbies. They're both on right now. Super Z drove the shot. The shot by Kapka, it was blocked, and now DePayday leaps in the air, grabs it off. So quick line change early on by the Pittsburgh Spirit. This is Tozer. He's getting a chance to play tonight because John O'Hara still not able to play. He has a pulled muscle, and of course Kevin Marr now with the U.S. Olympic team. That's one of the reasons we're giving Keith a lot of chances to play. We're struggling a little bit on defense. You got Paul Toomey still out on a disabled list after the operation. Kevin Marr training with the United States Olympic team, and Johnny O'Hara still struggling with that pulled hamstring muscle. Topolsky, good squirt feed on the board to Ian Sibbies. Sibbies squares the ball to Tozer and then back to Topolsky. Lofting ball nicely upfield for Kapka. He tried to play it back for Sibbies, but broken up by the defense of Kansas City, and DePayday fires the ball to midfield. Elson Seal had to take it away from him by Sibbies. Battle on the boards. Tozer going after it, but foul called against the Pittsburgh Spirit. It'll be free kick. KC Comets at midfield. No score early in the game tonight from the Civic Arena here in Pittsburgh. Spirit soccer. On the near side, this is Mikowski to Tim Clark. Clark takes a long shot wide of the goal, looking for Karam off the board, but Alberto has it to Kapka. 2-on-1 break. Centering for, that was Sibbies looking for Kapka. And broken up nicely by the Comet defense. That was kind of an unfortunate ball there, Jim. He did have Z for a short period of time. The pass was just somewhat behind him. Mikowski, perfect off the board, but just as perfect Modlik to take it away from Seal. Quick counter now for the Pittsburgh Spirit. Squares it back to Luis Alberto. Seal, trap away from Alberto, but following up, Stevie Buttle. And a foul called on Buttle. It'll be free kick, Kansas City at their own line. And again, quick line change back to Buttle, and Paul Child is out there. Luis Alberto is still on, so John Kowalski really mixing things up tonight. Lofting pass to the corner. Battle on the boards, and Keith Tozier comes up with it, played it back to Modlik. He was fouled. It'll be free kick, Pittsburgh Spirit. With a break in the action, no score, Pittsburgh and Kansas City. You're watching Spirit Soccer on Home Sports Entertainment. In the first quarter tonight from the Civic Arena. Happy you're on board, watching along at Home Sports Entertainment as we look at the Pittsburgh Spirit bench. All the guys up on the edge of their seat waiting for that first goal, which is ever important in any kind of a game, especially Sucker. Tozier clears the rebound nicely. This is Gordon Hill. We talked about him early on. Back to Mikowski. Mikowski's shot was blocked by Hagen. Mikowski has it again, drills it off the glass, comes high to Gordon Hill. His shot blocked by Tozier. Hill again. And the shot blocked by Stevie Buttle. Great defensive play, and Mavlik loves it when his teammates block the shots out in front of him. Gordon Hill dangerous as he overlaps far side, plays it off the glass, but Mavlik has it.
Well, you got Gordon Hill coming here from New York. He was very unhappy in New York, wasn't playing a lot. The biggest attribute that he has is that tremendously powerful left foot.
Gordon Hill again on the left side, squares the ball, but right to the defense of the Spirit, Davey McKenzie. Here comes McKenzie, good run right across the line, right at the side of the goal mouth. That was Hagen, who just couldn't quite turn it home. Paul Child had it knocked away from him, and Gordon Hill will run with it along the far boards. Flips it on the heel pass. Back to teammate Stremlov. Run to the box, right in front, overrunning it. And a great opportunity missed by Stremlov. The Spirit countering quickly. Hagen, perfect play for Vossmeyer. Vossmeyer's drive off the side of the boards, and it caroms back to midfield. Boy, the Comets were fortunate there. Dangerous now. This is Savage, and a great save. Mavlik. Rebound by Savage was just wide.
Spirit so far, Jim, a little bit lucky. Seem a little bit shaky in the backfield. I don't know if it's tension or exactly what it is, but they don't look calm in the back.
Gordon Hill watching closely the far side. Ball comes back to Vossmeyer. Now to Stevie Buttle. Let's see if Stevie can get it going. Look at him waving the troops forward. Come on, lads. Let's move on the attack to McKenzie. Right in the middle. Hagen had it knocked away from him, and Stremlov clears to midfield. This is Seal. Elson Seal. Overrunning the ball was Gordon Hill. Has to turn back for it, then put it right off the backside of Davey McKenzie. And Paul Child gathers in the loose ball midfield. Paul Child back to Davey McKenzie. Spirit trying to settle it down. Now Child will turn and run with it, but it's cleared by the defense. Back to DePayday. DePayday out for Savage. Good takeaway. Here's a run to the box by Hagen. Centers. Oh, just went off the far post. Ball cleared, but not out. Paul Child working hard on the far board. Now Seal and Savage. It'll be Savage playing it off the boards, pushing on McKenzie. Oh, they're going to call the foul against McKenzie. McKenzie was pushed, but the foul goes against Pittsburgh.
You got Savage coming in behind, just put his hands on the back of Dave McKenzie, and Gino DiPolito calls the foul.
Good look at Adam Topolsky and Tozier on the Spirit bench as Bob Vossmeyer goes to work. And again, the Polish line is back on. Well, partial Polish as Luis Alberto put it back perfectly for Cibbies. His shot was blocked, and Savage on the far boards turns away nicely from McKenzie. But look at Alberto. Great work, Luis Alberto, coming back, helping out the defense.
That's one of the things that John wanted to do tonight. He knows that Kansas City is a running team. He wants all players to come back and play defense once we've lost the ball.
Kapka off the boards looking for the Cibbies off the boards looking for Kapka. But again, DePayday grabs it off, and DePayday looking sharp. Upfield for Savage, broken up by Vossmeyer, and Vossmeyer will counter quickly. Here comes Bobby Vossmeyer in the center for Kapka. Back to Vossmeyer in the corner. Vossmeyer in deep. Ball knocked away by Elson Seal. He lost it, but a whistle, a foul is called. It'll be tripping against the Spirit. Free kick. KC Comets. 6:56 remaining in the first quarter. No score. Kansas City and the Pittsburgh Spirit.
Both teams right now, Jim, they both look a little bit flat. Nobody's taking the incentive in this game and really trying to do anything. Both teams have had a lot of chances. The Spirit just look a little bit flat, as both teams do, truthfully.
Well, let's see if the Spirit can counter quickly. Luis Alberto on a run. Cibbies in the box, goes to Kapka right side, drills a shot off the boards, and the carom comes to Elson Seal. Elson Seal, born in Barbados, but came to New Jersey in his high school days, played high school ball there, is known as Mr. Overtime. He scored 4 overtime winners last year for the KC Comets. Oh, good steal. And a break for Cibbies. Cibbies going left, then to the right side, looking for help. Tozier following up on the near side. Pass was partially deflected away, and the KC Comets will have control. Back on the defense for Tim Twelveman. Squares it far side for Mikowski. Number 4, Greg Mikowski. He has a blistering left foot shot, but it's blocked by the defense. Topolsky. Now the Spirit a little more deliberate now on the counters. Lead pass at midfield. 12-man knocked it down. 12-man slams on the brakes, still looking, fires a shot. Topolsky blocked that. 12-man collects the garbage rebound. Now to Savage. Savage plays it off the boards in front for Seal. Oh, he hit it off the crossbar. Loose ball. Savage kicking at it along with Tozier. Which way will it go? Against the KC Comets. Free kick, Pittsburgh. A break in the action. No score. Pittsburgh and KC. You're watching Spirit Soccer on Home Sports Entertainment.
From the Steelers to the Penguins, the Pirates to the Spirit, Pitt to Penn State to West Virginia. Who's ever making the news wherever it's happening? Home Sports Entertainment recaps the day's events on Sports Journal. Join Bill Brown weeknights at 7:15. The final of the Carnegie Mellon Big Heart Classic comes to you Saturday afternoon on Home Sports Entertainment. Catch all the action live at 3 o'clock. It's exciting college basketball, the final of the CMU Big Heart Classic, Saturday afternoon on Home Sports Entertainment.
No score. Pittsburgh and Kansas City. Indoor soccer tonight from the Civic Arena. Happy you're on board as Luis Alberto, midfield, goes to work. Tasso Koutsoukas not too closely marking. Good ball upfield for Ian Sibbies. Sibbies for Buttle, back to Luis Alberto. His shot blocked, and the ball goes 20 rows up into the crowd. It'll be free kick for the Pittsburgh Spirit.
Jim, one of the things, talking to Mickey Cave and John before, we had a little trouble with Buffalo in their running style, and we got in a running game with Buffalo. The strategy tonight is to sit back, be a little bit more deliberate, as you said before, knock the ball around. But the Spirit right now, I don't know. We almost got caught with a fast break there before.
Did indeed, and interesting on the line changes too, as John Kowalski is making quick changes, at least between the English line and the partial Polish line. We haven't seen the line of Marcio Leite yet. Oh, look, dangerous. Gordon Hill. Oh, brilliant save by Modlik on Gordon Hill. But you're right. Again, the Spirit got caught on the quick transition.
That was a great pass from Tasso Koutsoukas as well. McKenzie just missed it with his outstretched foot, and then Gordon Hill was just unlucky.
Lossmeyer give and go attempt with Sibbies, but the return was broken up. Gordon Hill squares it near side. 12-man in the middle. Koutsoukas. Nice trap away. Davey McKenzie. At midfield, Paul Child to Hagen on the right wing. Davey Hagen, and again, deliberate now. The Pittsburgh Spirit. Stevie Buttle. Billy Gazonis marking Stevie Buttle. Now Paul Child. Buttle takes position in the box. Back to Child. A shot just wide, and the rebound. Stevie Buttle hoping it comes to him, but it's right to Billy Gazonis. Gazonis, quite a college player at Hartwick College, one of the best in the U.S. the time he came out of school. Gazonis working in the corner against Bob Vossmeyer, and the foul against Vossmeyer. Free kick. Gordon Hill drills a shot, and Modlik, brilliant save on Hill. It'll be a corner kick, and dangerous restart anytime you're at a corner kick. Let's keep it here if we can, Doug, on this corner kick, can we? You're watching Pittsburgh Spirit Soccer on Home Sports Entertainment. As we mentioned, it'll be corner kick, and always a dangerous situation on a restart close in. Looking for the shot from Seal, and he just shanked it wide. He was set up perfectly, but he just shanked it. Pittsburgh not out of problems yet. Seal again, and now a blistering shot by Stremlaw wide. Tim Clark. Oh, great takeaway by Hagen. One man back is Stremlaw. Hagen moving for the left foot. Heel pass broken up, and Seal will break it back for the KC Comets.
Stevie Buttle wanted that ball off the boards down there, but David Hagen tries to make a very difficult pass to Paul Child.
John Hayes, number 20, he just recently joined the KC Comets. You see him go into the play on the far boards, but can't create any problems for Peter Modlik. John Hayes, a free agent, and another St. Louis-born player playing with Kansas City. Peter Modlik trying to get his teammates stirred up a little bit. They do appear flat at the moment. Gino Schiraldi, number 2 defenseman, trapped it away, and once again Elson Seal for the KC Comets. Seal drills a shot just wide off the boards, and Buttle takes the rebound out of danger. But the Pittsburgh Spirit unable to connect on the passing. They just cleared to midfield. Now let's see if Stevie Buttle can create something as he goes up the middle. Has Hagen on the right side. Hagen cutting the box. Good through ball, but great defensive play. by Mikowski for the KC Comets, and a foul against Child at midfield.
That's why Stevie Buttle is so important. He's a general out on the field. He likes to take control. He settles the ball down an awful lot. That's what the Spirit got to do. You're right what you said before. The passes are just behind.
KC Comets supplying the pressure. They've been the more dangerous of the two sides, at least in this first quarter, with 1.5 minutes remaining. Bob Vossmeyer, long ball upfield, just over the head of Ian Sibbies. And the KC Comets come back. Oh, what good takeaway by Sibbies. John Hay working on Sibbies. Sibbies gets relief from Dave McKenzie. McKenzie looking for movement up on the forward line. Goes to the corner for Ian Sibbies. Kapka in position at the goal mouth, but there is DePayday and also a whistle. A foul against the Pittsburgh Spirit. It'll be free kick. KC Comets.
He called a dangerous play on Z Kapka coming in here a little bit late on the goalkeeper.
1.5 minutes remaining first quarter. Tim Clark.
1 minute to play the quarter. 1 minute.
He was MVP in the NCAA soccer tournament when he played at Southern Illinois University. We have a lot of Comet players that played at Southern Illinois University. Good battle for the ball, won by Luis Alberto. 3-on-3 break on the left side. Kapka drills a shot, and DePayday reacted just in time. And look again at the big quick transition. DePayday, the goalkeeper, threw it out of the left wing, chested back to Mikowski. Squares it on the near side. Stremlaw puts it right in the box. Tried to turn with it quickly. This is Kutsukas. Far side Mikowski. Kicked away from him. 19 seconds remaining first quarter, and who would ever believe that these two teams would be scoreless in the first quarter, which is almost expired. Peter Mavlik rolls the ball ahead to Adam Topolsky. Topolsky playing with a broken finger. Happened in practice. Here's a quick shot from far out by Twelman, just as the buzzer sounds, ending the first quarter of play. With the score, Spirit nothing, Comets nothing. You're watching Pittsburgh Spirit Soccer on Home Sports Entertainment. Jim Forney and Denny Kohlmeyer back with you. Civic Arena, Pittsburgh. Tonight, the Spirit and Comet. And Denny, you got to give the Comet the better of the play in that first quarter.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. One of the troubles that Kansas City's been having all year has been scoring goals. But they've come out the first period. We're driving the ball. It was a great save there by Peter Mavlik. We got caught a little bit flat. He comes up big on that save.
That was Savic, and he is dangerous. He has 6 goals, top goal scorer with the KC Comets so far this season. He's from Yugoslavia. Although he came to Cleveland with his family at a young age, played high school ball in Cleveland, so really he learned to soccer here in America. The Pittsburgh Spirit did have a good counter, and we'll see that as DePayday, as he's done every time he makes a save, right away the forwards back up quickly in the transition, but it didn't work this time. Good takeaway by Vossmeyer, got it to Hagen. Hagen moved it to the left foot. Hagen dribbles to the corner. Now he'll square it right to the goal mouth and just wide on the far post.
I think David wanted to get a little bit more power on that shot. It maybe took a little bit too far into the left-hand side, but again, it was a good interception from that point. Kansas City's really strong at on their deliberate fast breaks.
Shots on goal in the first period. The KC Comets out shooting the Spirit by a 7-6 count. And Peter Mavlik, who was brilliant in that first quarter, and here you can see why. Close in. That was sealed, and Mavlik just got a piece of it, and it's off the crossbar, as you see. But that's how close the Comets came to taking the lead in that first quarter.
Peter doesn't get a hand on that ball. Kansas City's up 1-0. As he deflected that ball up high, hit the crossbar, and bounced right back down.
You can almost see Peter Mavlik getting more and more accustomed to indoor. There's no question he can play goal in soccer. He was a star in Poland. I mean, a national hero in Poland. And now learning the indoor game.
Nobody's questioning his ability. The only thing we're questioning now is somewhat his distribution. The throws don't seem to be there, but he did come up some big saves in that first quarter. I know Kowalski's not happy with the first period of play.
This telecast is presented by the authority of the Civic Arena Corporation and Home Sports Entertainment and is intended solely for the private use of its viewing audience. Any rebroadcast, reproduction, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, or account of this game without the express written consent of CAC Sports and Home Sports Entertainment is prohibited. Well, Denny Kohlmeyer, let's see if we can't crank up something here in this second quarter. Shots on goal, you can see the edge to the Comets. We're going to have Paul Child, Hagen, and Stevie Buttle on to start the second quarter. Tasso Koutsoukas, you see the backside of him, number 10, born in Montreal, played college soccer, University of Massachusetts. Only 24 years old. This is Stevie Buttle. And now the defense overlapping right off as Vossmeyer broke it up on the left side. Perhaps we'll see a little more of that here in the second quarter.
It'd be interesting to see if John gets away from that deliberate style of play, maybe starts taking some more runs at the Kansas City team. It was pretty effective scoring goals against Buffalo.
Stevie Buttle put it perfectly. The carom off the backboard had to be cleared over the glass by the defense of the Comets. It'll be corner kick, Pittsburgh Spirit. And am I right, Denny? This is always a great creative situation.
Well, it's a good situation for really both teams in a way. It gives the Spirit a chance to set up on an offensive play that they want to create. And they have to be 10 feet away from the ball.
Lots of motion right in the box. Trying to turn it in was Paul Child, but the ball cleared by the defense of Kansas City. Hagen trying to move. Oh, good work to get control of the ball. Got it to Child. Give and go back to Hagen. Broken up. Child has it back. Child to Stevie Buttle. Kicked away from Stevie Buttle. Close to a foul. Gordie Hill at midfield. Trying to set it up for 12 men. 12 men with the ball right now. Squares it on the defense. Over to Mikowski. Mikowski has a blistering left foot, but hit his own teammate. 12 men. Traps it away. Keeps it in play. Left side. Just out of reach for Koutsoukas. Tasso Koutsoukas plays it back for Greg Mikowski. Mikowski just lofting it side of the goal. Headed away. Nice by Vossmeyer. Koutsoukas dangerous, but Stevie Buttle clears away. Oh, that was dangerous just for a moment. Quick counter, but it actually hit the referee, and that's what broke up the quick pass upfield intended for Paul Child. Child not happy with it at all, but the referee's part of play. The ball bounces off of him. It's like bouncing off the boards.
Even if it goes in the goal, it's a goal. Referee is part of the play.
It'll be free kick midfield for the KC Comets. No score in this soccer game tonight from the Civic Arena. Pittsburgh Spirit trying to stay perfect at home. Paul Child jamming up the boards with Gordon Hill and broke the ball free. Now Mikowski takes it away from Child, but not without a foul. It'll be free kick, Pittsburgh Spirit. Things starting to heat up just a wee bit. The marking get a little more tenacious, a little more spirited. I do think both teams are getting into the spirit of things now, Denny.
Well, I think this is our most aggressive line we have out there with McKenzie, Hagen, Paul Child. These are the guys who are going to do all the running for us. You got players like Sibbies and Kapka. They're more finesse players. These guys really take runs at you.
Hagen with McKenzie overlapping. Here comes Davey McKenzie. 3-on-2. McKenzie plays the corner. Buttle to Child, and Child just shut it wide. Hagen collects the rebound. Control Pittsburgh Spirit. Bob Vossmeyer. Vossmeyer running against Gordon Hill. Draws it back. Vossmeyer still in control. Now to Buttle. Give and go back to Vossmeyer. His shot was blocked. Vossmeyer again cranked it off the boards. And the rebound right to Clive Griffiths. Now Koutsoukas plays it safely back to the defense. And back to the goalkeeper, DePayday. Billy Gazonis. Slow run to midfield for the KC Comets. Here's a quick pass. Oh, look at Luis Alberto behind his back and flicked it off the heel. Way to go, Luis, to Paul Child.
That was a great play by Luis. If he doesn't make that spectacular play, the ball gets through him, at least with a shot on goal for Kansas City.
Zoran Savic upfield quickly to Gordon Hill. Hill all alone. What will he do? Tries to deke around to Polsky. Does, but then squares it right in front, but nobody there. Foul called against Gazonis, pushing off against Kapka. So again, John Kowalski going to quick line changes. Luis Alberto. Beautiful ball upfield looking for Sibbies. Sibbies flipped it toward the goal mouth, but DePayday grabbed it off to Billy Gazonis. Left side, Gordon Hill. Hill crossing it far side. Schiraldi had to take it away, and here come the Pittsburgh Spirit. Kapka set up by Sibbies, returned to Sibbies, was broken up, and DePayday has it back. I'm impressed with the defense of Kansas City.
I'm impressed with both defenses. You're always seeing both defenses are getting 3 and 4 guys back most of the time.
DePayday to Tim Clark. Back to DePayday. Boy, close marking, and it's really man-to-man marking all up and down the field. Now Ian Sibbies to Luis Alberto. Back to Sibbies. Off the board. Comes to Kapka. Kapka turning shot. Just hit the post. Sibby's in the corner. Sibby's looking for movement in the box. Tried to center it to the hot box, but it's taken away by Zoran Savage.
Let's see if those two shots for the Spirit really start to spark them up a little bit here. They're coming back with a nice rush.
Ian Sibby's has Luis Alberto. Left side goes right side to Polsky. Put it right to the box. Oh, score! Turned in by Sibby's. The payday at the goal line, and a big argument here.
Kansas City's complaining that the ball wasn't in, but the ball looked definitely in from this angle. Sibby's puts the ball across the box, and Topolsky just happens to be there. Or Kapka happened.
Sibby's is red hot. Watch it again. Sibby's started it, had Alberto left side, went to Topolsky on the right side. Topolsky at the corner. Squared it right to the far side. No question.
No question about it.
Definitely across. Ian Sibby's.
I think Z just hit the ball a little bit. The ball come up, hit himself in the shins, but a goal is a goal no matter where it hits you. Well, that's a start anyway. I got a little side bet with the general manager of the Spirit, Chris Wright, that would beat Kansas City by 6 goals tonight. So let's hope that's a sign of better things to come.
Topolsky on the assist. 1-0. The Pittsburgh Spirit. Wait a minute. It was Kapka. Kapka gets the goal. And you know what? On the replay, I did second guess myself. It did look like it was Kapka. So Kapka gets the goal. And that's his 3rd goal in 2 games now for Super Z Kapka. So apologies. Kapka gets the goal. And as I said, I don't question it because on the replay, it did look like Kapka. 1-0 Spirit with the lead. Tim Clark squares it on the defense, far side. And they have to turn it back deep in their own end to DePayday. One thing that was clear, the ball was across the goal line. And in soccer, there's a 3-line pass against the KC Comets. It'll be free kick at their line for the Pittsburgh Spirit. In soccer, the entire ball has to be across the line, and it was, as we clearly saw in the replay.
I think Kansas City just put forth a little token complaint back there, but once that light goes on, there's no way they're going to change unless the referee overrules the goal judge.
Seal intercepting a pass, dumping it far upfield. Savage on a race with McKenzie, but the speedy Davey McKenzie beats Savage to the ball. McKenzie off the boards looking for Hagen. Hagen was bumped from behind. Loose ball midfield. Paul Child working the magic. Beautiful pass. Hagen and DePayday way out of the net and won the gamble, but may have committed a foul, which he does. It'll be free kick. Pittsburgh Spirit.
He called a tripping call on DePayday. I'm not sure that was a correct call. He comes out to try to clear the ball, hits the ball and clears it upfield. Anytime hit the ball first, it shouldn't be a foul anyway.
I think he did get Hagen's leg first, though, Denny, the way it looked on the replay. And thank goodness for replays, or we'd have egg on her face even now, because I thought it was Sibby's, but it was Kapka. And thank you, Doug Kennedy, director, producer, for a good replay. Child in the corner, turning away from Tim Clark. Child brings it up on top, flips it to the corner for Stevie Buttle. Buttle jams up on the boards with Stremlaw, and another foul. It'll be free kick, Pittsburgh Spirit. Good as a corner kick right here.
Got a pushing foul against Kansas City. Stevie Buttle's going to take the direct free kick.
Has McKenzie right up the boards. Will he go to the hot box with it? Lots of movement. Comes out on top for Bob Vossmeyer. Vossmeyer drills it right to the hot box, and a low shot, exactly what you want. But it's blocked, and Elson Seal breaking back. Seal supposed to have speed. Look at Hagen. He caught up with him from 5 yards away. Now Paul Child. Child had it taken away from him. KC Comets trailing by a 1-0 score. Greg Mikowski plays it up on the near side, looking for Savage. Savage bothered by Davey McKenzie, and McKenzie pulled down by Savage, and that's close to a penalty, but nothing more than a foul at this moment. Injured McKenzie with the injury timeout. The score, Spirit 1, KC Comets 0. You're watching Spirit Soccer on Home Sports Entertainment.
Here we are on the replay here. The Kansas City player tries to beat McKenzie. He reaches for the ball. Kansas City player gets on the inside of his left leg and just pulls it out, and you can see the right leg just buckle underneath. It could be a severe injury. I hope McKenzie's okay. What we don't need is another injury to a defensive player. There he is there. You know, Dave's a tough character, and he doesn't go down easily. It looks like he's in some pain right there.
Well, that's as marginal as you'll ever get between a foul and a penalty, I'd say, Denny. No penalty was called, just a foul, so nothing more than a free kick for the Pittsburgh Spirit, who lead it 1-0. Paul Child had it marked away from him. Twelman turns it back to the goalkeeper, DePayday too far ahead for Mikowski, breaking on the left wing, and the ball safely back to the Pittsburgh Spirit.
You got Bob Ramsey out there now for his first shift. Bobby's been on the injured reserve list for the entire season so far, but a new rule comes in the league. If one of your players is playing for your national team or Olympic team, then we try to reactivate him if you get a majority rule from all the teams.
Bob Ramsey, 5'9", 155 pounds, from Seattle. He was signed as a free agent in his first year, named Rookie of the Year for the Pittsburgh Spirit. He has the ball right now. Ramsey does. Good lofting pass. The header tipped right on, but DePayday making the save. Gordon Hill turning with the ball at midfield. Hill looking for help. Plays it perfectly. Oh, brilliant save. Modlik on Katsoukas. Back at midfield, Mikowski. Mikowski, the quarterback, directing traffic. Puts it to Twelman. This is Tim Twelman. He played a lot of outdoor soccer. Lead pass upfield, and Sibby's fouled from behind. It'll be free kick, and again, I'm surprised not a 2-minute.
Again, we still got a pushing foul against Kansas City. Sibby's is pretty good for that, though. Here it comes here.
The great speed of Sibby's. Free kick, Pittsburgh Spirit. Ramsey trying to head the ball into the hot box area, but it's over the glass. So a break in the action. The score: Spirit 1, Comets nothing. You're watching Spirit Soccer on Home Sports Entertainment.
WDVE rocks. When Pittsburgh needs to rock, it listens to WDVE 102 FM.
7:58 remaining in the first half of play. 1-0 Pittsburgh Spirit. Katsoukas with the ball for the Comets. Back to Twelman, squares the ball near side for Gazonis. Billy Gazonis. Now Twelman. All they're trying to do is open up the marking of the Pittsburgh Spirit. Let's see if they can do it. Gordon Hill turning it for Katsoukas, and there's Tozer to break it up to Luis Alberto. Kapka give and go back to Alberto. Alberto has Sibby's running to the corner and just broken up nicely. But Alberto has it back. Kapka to Sibby's, heading the ball back to Kapka. Squares it back for Topolsky. Topolsky drills a shot off the glass. Alberto heads the ball. Oh, what a beautiful snap header by Sibby's, but just a little high. Oh, you won't see a prettier header than that unless it's in the net.
Well, I'll tell you what, that would have been a great goal. I think Sibby's is one of the smallest players in the league. Topolsky gets the ball, hits the ball off the top of the glass. The ball comes back over here to Alberto, heads the ball to Sibby. Sibby just heads it over top of the bar.
That would have been beautiful indeed. Dangerous is John Hayes, the free agent, rather Gordon Hill that was. Now Mikowski. Mikowski moving away from Sibby's. Drills a shot. Oh, what a save by Modlik.
That might have been his best save of the game so far. A little bit screened, just reaches out with his right hand and just knocks the ball away.
Quick counter by the Pittsburgh Spirit, but Tozer couldn't quite get it in step to Luis Alberto, which slowed it up. Now Tozer drills a shot, hit the defenseman. No, the ball bouncing around. DePayday just grabbed it in time. Quickly upfield, Gordon Hill had it knocked away from him. Topolsky gets it to Kapka. Kapka off the glass. Gazonis pushed from behind by Kapka. It'll be free kick. KC Comets.
Spirit seem to be playing a little bit better now, Jim. They're getting better chances on goal. They seem to be distributing the ball better out of their backfield. Once again, I hope this is something for the remainder of the game.
Tozer intercepted a long pass from the KC Comets. Gives it to Hagen. Here comes Hagen. Left foot shot blocked by Tim Clark. And the ball over the glass. It'll be free kick. Pittsburgh Spirit.
And I see Dave McKenzie coming back out on the field. I don't know how hurt Dave really is, but it's good to see him back out there.
Stevie Bettle awaiting to take this free kick. Cups it back to Bobby Vossmeyer. Vossmeyer right in the center. Hagen pushed from behind. No foul call. Now Paul Child high off the boards looking far side, but the payday grabs it away as it was intended for Stevie Buttle.
You're starting to see Pittsburgh start to pick up the Kansas City defenders a little bit as they start to come out of their back. John's probably told them to pick up the pace a little bit here.
Fredrickson, long pass for John Hayes in the far corner. Hayes recently joined the KC Comets, a free agent. Now back to Tim Clark. Clark drills a shot wide of the goal. Looking for the rebound shot was Gino Schiraldi, but he hung that one high off the glass as well. And Stevie Buttle works the ball. Beautiful lead pass at midfield. Hagen looking for Child. Hagen. Heel pass back to Paul Child. Back to Hagen. Buttle's at the far post if Hagen can get it there, but the payday intercepted at the near post. 5:10 remaining first half. 1-0 Pittsburgh Spirit. Who would have thought there'd only be one goal scored to this point? John Stremlaw trying to find running room through midfield. Getting help now from Kevin Hanlon. Kevin Hanlon plays it in the forward line. Dave McKenzie marking closely, and the ball back at midfield for the KC Comets. Tim Clark lofts it up for Stremlaw. Stremlaw had it taken away from him by Hagen. Stevie Buttle. Nice pass on the boards for Vossmeyer overlapping. Vossmeyer going for the shot. Oh, just wide, and Child couldn't quite reach the rebound.
Just an unlucky bounce there. Bobby Vossmeyer comes in, makes a great shot. The ball just come unlucky off the boards to Paul Child.
Tim Clark playing it forward for Hayes. Into the hot box area. Fredrickson trying to turn for the shot. Right on him was Vossmeyer. Good marking by Vossmeyer. Gave him no room for the shot. Into the far corner. This is Hanlon. Over the head pass. Trying to turn with it quickly. But nothing but air off the foot of Schiraldi. KC Comets still control deep in their own end. 3:45 remaining first half. 1-0 Pittsburgh Spirit in the lead. Fredrickson, and he's upended. Got a foul called on the Pittsburgh Spirit. Kupka.
You see McKenzie going after the ball. You're going to see Z Kapka come in here right behind him. I think he's going to call the foul on Dave McKenzie for maybe a pushing foul.
Greg Mikowski has a blistering left foot, and he split the wall, but it faded away. The shot was curving. Look at McKenzie. If that was intentional, it's brilliant. I think he just wanted to clear it out of danger, and it looked brilliant as the ball went right to Vossmeyer. Now the Pittsburgh Spirit with Stevie Buttle in the middle for Paul Child. The return out of reach. The payday. Plays it for Mikowski. Mikowski looking for Savage. He was turning the wrong way. Now Fredrickson plays it back. Mikowski showing good ball control. Back on top for Twelman. Now for Seal. Good control by the KC Comets, but now Hagen takes it back for the Pittsburgh Spirit. At center, this is Kupka. To Sibby. Sibby drills a shot off the board. Rebound, score! Hagen!
That was a great goal by David Hagen. Didn't really panic. What we call a cow kick, just hit the ball with the inside of his foot and just placed it into the back of the net. You see Sibby's take the drive off the boards. The ball comes over here to David Hagen. You're going to see him hit it with the inside of his foot. Just places the ball right past Enzo de Payday. Great goal from David Hagen. I'm just really glad that the man is playing really well. He struggled a little bit at the beginning of the year getting used to the game, but the man is just so tenacious. He's just doing a great job right now. Can't keep him out of the lineup.
Isn't it amazing, too? He was out. Really, the line was being changed, but he remained out. He's playing that far wing and just didn't have an opportunity to come off. And he was at the right spot at the right time. So Hagen gets the goal, assists Sibbies, and it's 2-0. Look at this. Here's Sibbies. Oh, beautiful off the board. The goal wide open. Still open. Turns it in. Sibbies. Oh, great goal by Ian Sibbies.
He's a happy man now, I'll tell you that. I call him the little leprechaun. The man is just so little, it's unbelievable. This was just great individual work by Ian Sibbies. Enzo de Payday comes out. You'll see Enzo de Payday come out on this fast break. Sibby just pushes the ball by him on the right-hand side. doesn't really know that the defender's coming in behind him, takes the ball, he overruns it. Sibby just turns with his left foot and just puts it in the empty net. Great individual effort by Ian Sibbies. It's a happy man.
I'll tell you, it was nip and tuck throughout this whole first half, and now the Pittsburgh Spirit, a blitzkrieg, and they have opened up a 3-0 lead. But the KC Comets coming right back. 12-man puts it right off the glass. Oh, handball right there. No question on that. Savage knocked the ball down with his hand. Quick turning shot wide of the goal. Every now and then you can get away with this. Watch Savage, number 8.
The ball you see come into Peter. You just one of those things referee's got to be on top. Just grabs the ball with his right hand, knocks it down. The referee's on top of the play.
Keith Tozer run through midfield for the Pittsburgh Spirit. 2 minutes remaining first half. The Spirit going for more. Kapka to Alberta, back to Kapka. Kapka bumped on the boards by Tim Clark. It'll be a foul. Oh, against the Spirit. Free kick.
Yeah, you got a pushing call on Z. Kapka, just extending his way a little bit to the right and just pushing the Kansas City player down.
Billy Gazonas right up the middle for Gordon Hill. Ball marked away, and Gazonas has to turn it back to the payday. 1:45 remaining. 3-0. Pittsburgh Spirit leading the KC Comets. The payday lops it quickly to midfield, and there's Tozier again. Good interception. Now Luis Alberto off the glass looking for Kapka. In the corner, a whistle, a foul. It'll be free kick KC with a break in the action. The score, Spirit 3, KC nothing. You're watching Spirit Soccer on Home Sports Entertainment. Or we'll keep it here. Okay. Tozer's going to play the ball as the Spirit are red hot right now, and let's not go away. We may see another goal before this is all over. There's a 3-line pass.
Again, that's what I talked about before. The biggest problem Peter is having with the 3 lines, either distributing the ball with his hand or kicking the ball with his feet. But he's made some really big saves in his first half.
He has indeed. That one in particular where he just reached out and punched the ball at the last second. Luis Alberto intercepting a pass. Good feed on the right sides. Kapka turns back for it. Kapka plays it for Topolsky. Topolsky, oh, he put it right through the hot box. Didn't hit anything and went to the far wall. Quick run up the far side. Got jammed up on the boards. Did Katsukis rather. Now Gordon Hill playing the boards perfectly, but then teed it up too high, and it's over the glass. It'll be goal kick. Pittsburgh Spirit. Good look at Gordon Hill. Played with Manchester United and Queen's Park Rangers in England. And then with Montreal in the NASL. This is really his first full season in the MISL. He played with 3 different clubs last year. Never really had a chance to settle into the indoor game.
Really didn't get along with the New York coaching staff. He came on a trade from Golden Bay for Steve Jungle. Jungle had great success over in Golden Bay. And Gordon Hill just getting a chance to play regularly now with Kansas City.
Paul Child flicks the ball into the middle, and Hagen almost was in clean, but settling it down was Kevin Hanlon. Now the Comets on the far side. Gordon Hill couldn't quite get to it in time. Another shot, and Mavlik. Gordon Hill looking for the rebound. Turning shot just wide of the goal. Ball bouncing around. Mavlik back in position again. Katsukis trying to move by McKenzie. Ball loose in front. Fortunate bounce, and Bossmeyer clears it to center. Pittsburgh Spirit on a run. This is Hagen for Paul Child. Child shot wide of the mark. Rebound for Hagen as the buzzer sounds, ending the first half of play. And boy, what a finish for the Spirit in his first half. 2 quick goals by Hagen and Sibbies, and the Pittsburgh Spirit enjoy a 3-0 lead at halftime. We'll be back with our halftime festivities as you watch Pittsburgh Spirit Soccer on Home Sports Entertainment. For halftime tonight from the Civic Arena live, the Pittsburgh Spirit leading the KC Comets by a 3-0 score, as you can see. You can also see a lot of empty seats, and it's really disappointing. I know that this was going to be a big night for soccer in Pittsburgh, but with the snowstorm, which is really getting, I guess, pretty bad out there, it's unfortunate, but we're happy you're on board tonight to watch this soccer game, the Spirit and the KC Comets. Jim Forney along with Denny Kohlmeyer. And Denny, That first quarter, really, Kansas City did surprise me a bit. They came in after losing to 7-1 in Baltimore the other night. They came in tonight as if they had just won on the road.
Well, Kansas City is a very running team, as we talked about before. We got Pittsburgh coming in with playing a much more deliberate game. That was the game plan of the Spirit anyway. They started off really slow at first, and then all of a sudden they started to pick the game up. And we got a couple of great goals. And I think John Kowalski, Mickey Caves changed their strategy around a little bit. They started to play a little bit more a running game. They started to pick up Kansas City's defenders a little bit more in the back third of the field.
One thing we ought to point out, we haven't seen anything yet of Marcio Leite, Ostalchik, and Dumbovic. So we got some fresh legs if KC decides to try and go to a running game in the second half.
That's a good point, Jim. I think John wanted to try to change the lines around very quickly at first. Maybe he's trying to save Drago and Marcio for the second half. You got two players there that are scoring really well as of late.
And, of course, the great goaltending of Peter Mavlik in that first half. Speaking of goaltenders, his counterpart, Joe Papaleo, had a visit with John Paul Della Camera prior to tonight's game, and let's listen in to that interview.
And thank you very much, Jim Forney. Our guest is Joe Papaleo, one of 3 goalkeepers on the Pittsburgh Spirit roster. Joe, you had a great season last year. You're here in year 2. What do you notice is the difference in you personally as a goalkeeper?
I think last year my big problem was, like, once I left the first goal, it seemed like a record came, I mean, the next shot came and beat me again. I think Baltimore, we were winning 2-0 with about 4.5 minutes to go. They scored 2 goals in 14 seconds, and that was it for the rest of the game. So I think, you know, you look at Memphis and Buffalo, especially Buffalo, I just have to forget the last goal and just go on to the next game. You know, I'm not sure if our audience is aware or not, but Joe last year, or the season before, played for Syracuse University, and actually you were a #1 draft choice of both the Spirit and the Cosmos. You came in after a college career. This time it's a little bit different, I think, because you got your feet wet, and you also knew that the Spirit made a change in goal. A good friend of yours, Chris Sobieski, was traded for Luis Alberto. Did that change your thinking at all? Did you feel like you maybe had a chance to win a starting job this season? Well, I think last year, you know, at the end of the season, I kind of knew my role here as a goalkeeper to back up Chris Sobieski. He's a tremendous goalkeeper, and I was learning a lot from the great goalkeeper that he is. And over the summer, I tried to work as hard as I can because I knew that Chris wasn't going to be here. And, Peter came. Peter's a fine goalkeeper, and just keep on working hard in practice. Now, you had your first start this season came in Memphis. I thought a tough loss for you because I thought you played so well, but yet it's still recorded as a loss in overtime. That's the hardest thing for me to understand. So my best game as a professional, I thought, was Memphis, and we lost. It was my first loss as a professional, and it was hard because, personally, you look at it as a nice game to play, but then the final result is in the L column, and the difference is Baltimore 8-7 win, and the whole team felt better, and I felt better. How was that? How tough is it for you? I know lots of times goalkeepers worry about a particular goal. I mean, it was obvious to me anyway in the first 5 minutes that was going to be a high-scoring game, and I think you as a goalkeeper have to realize that that could happen as well. Yeah, I think so. As soon as the first one was my mistake, but after that you saw Buffalo's playing well, and we were coming up with big goals, and you kind of just thought at the end whoever would come up with the bigger save would win the game. Tonight it's the Kansas City Comets. At this point, when we taped this interview, we did not know for sure whether or not you would be starting, Joe, but in any game that you do start, do you prepare mentally for any particular shooters that you may face, or do you just go in there kind of cold and stand up against them? Well, as of right now, this is my first really full year, so I'm kind of going in there cold because I really haven't seen Kansas City much except maybe a couple of times on TV, so I really don't know that much about them. Like the last game against Memphis, I played them the year before, so I kind of knew them a little bit, but I'm kind of going in there cold right now. Go get him this year and avoid the sophomore jinx. Oh, thank you. Joe Papaleo, goalkeeper for the Pittsburgh Spirit, our guest here at halftime. Stay tuned because we have a lot more coming up. We have Jim Forney and Denny Kohlmeyer ready to return after we pause for this. You're watching Pittsburgh Spirit Soccer right here on HSE.
1 minute left in the game. It's going to be difficult now for Kansas City to get the 2 goals. But I still think, my bet is definitely lost, but I like to see the Spirit just hold on to the ball a little bit more. They're trying to get that 3-goal edge, hold on to the ball, waste some time off the clock, and try to force in those long shots.
You're right. A win is a win is a win, Benny. Peter Mavlik, who's come up strong when he's called on tonight, awaiting the free kick, flicks it aside to Topolsky. Back to Mavlik. 5-3 Pittsburgh with 55 seconds remaining. Here's a steal close in. Griffiths to Hayes. Hayes turning on the left foot. Now brings it to the right foot. Knocked away by Tozier. Back on top. Here's a blistering shot off the glass. Followed up. A header in the hot box area. Turning shot. Score! Schiraldi, I believe, again. Schiraldi gets the second goal. back-to-back for the KC Comets, and they're within one.
Here you see Gordon Hill take the initial shot, hits off the glass. You see a good head ball there. You see Topolsky a little bit too far off for Schiraldi there. Schiraldi just pivots, turns, shoots, ball in the upper right-hand corner.
That header, and we ought to credit it, was Stremlaw. Stremlaw on the assist. Schiraldi, the goal, and it's 5-4 with 41 seconds remaining.
We talked about before, if the strategy was worthwhile at 6 minutes left in the go game, it could have backfired. Spirit don't score. Kansas City gets 2 goals.
Now the Pittsburgh Spirit trying to put it away. Icing on the cake. At least the saver, Paul Child, hustling on the boards, puts it out on top, setting it near side. 25 seconds remaining. Hagen spun off the ball, and here come the Kansas City Comets. 12 men, flicks it right side, right in the center. Gordon Hill missed the open side. On top again, 12 men. Far side, the shot by Stremlaw off the glass. And trying to clear Pittsburgh Spirit. Gordon Hill loves a shot off the crossbar, rebound, score!
3 seconds left to go in the game. The Kansas City ties it up. Out of frustration, Paul Child just kicks the ball up into the air. That should never happen, Jim. I'll tell you what the problem was, if we can have this play back. You'll see the Spirit start to panic. They know time's running out. 7 seconds left. The ball comes across from Hill, hits off the glass. The ball just comes over and it gets in the back of the net. But you start to see the Spirit start chasing the ball instead of playing disciplined soccer. They start to chase the ball. They get 3, 4 guys sometimes chasing one man and leave somebody open. That happened to be a Kansas City player. The game's tied up. Should have never happened.
Tasso Katsoukas gets the goal. And Hill on the assist. With 3 seconds remaining, regulation time. Denny, I don't think I was ever so sure of a win in my life. But credit the KC Comets, the strategy pays off.
Here you are up. Spirit are up 5-2. All of a sudden, they're back in the game. You know, Mikowski makes some great chances there, and the score's 5-5, and we're going into overtime.
We'll be back with overtime. You're watching Pittsburgh Spirit Soccer on Home Sports Entertainment.
Jim, I'll tell you what, just a little bit of coaching tips out there for the people that are watching from the video, from the viewing audience out there. As a coach, what you never try to do, you're up 5-2, 6 minutes left to go in a game. And what you don't want to have happen is just mistakes on the defensive part. Here you go with 15 seconds left to go in a game. The ball comes back out. Now you're going to see Kansas City applying a lot of pressure. You see 2 players going after one Kansas City player. The Spirit are just panicking right now. They're losing all composure. Paul Child miskicks the ball. Gordon Hill has it, volleys the ball over the crossbar. And there you see the tying goal. 3 seconds left to go in a game. But I think the viewing audience saw it there. Sometimes with that much time remaining in the game, you find a lot of players getting over-aggressive. They just want to win the ball, clear the ball downfield. Both players go to the ball. What you need in situations like that is just to play a little bit more disciplined soccer, and the win's going to come off.
A nightmare for Spirit coach Jan Kowalski, but it can turn to a happy evening if the Pittsburgh Spirit can get an overtime goal. I don't think Kowalski certainly is going to be happy if the Spirit can get this overtime goal, but he's still going to be mighty disgusted with that final 6 minutes, Denny.
Oh, I agree, Jim. You know, you just don't blow a 3-goal lead. Now you're going to see Pat McBride taking Mikowski out and putting Enzo to payday back into the net. Anybody's game in from here. I think you have to give right now the edge of Kansas City. They came back into this game, know they can play with the Spirit. The score is 5-5.
Kapka, Sibbies, and Luis Alberto on for the Pittsburgh Spirit. We're in overtime. Game tied 5-5. The Kansas City Comets give them credit. They came back and scored 3 goals in the final 6 minutes. The tying goal with only 3 seconds remaining in regulation time. Unbelievable turn of events.
Well, the fans are going to definitely get their money out of this game. I'm not sure they want to go home with the weather outside. So hopefully you people at home have enjoyed a tremendously exciting game. I just really think the Spirit could have played a little bit better. They just lost all composure in that final 6 minutes of the fourth quarter.
Well, the up-front line that got the tying goal for the Kansas City Comets, Gordon Hill and Tasso Katsoukas, who got the tying goal with 3 seconds remaining, along with Stremlaw. up front for the Kansas City Comets. A quick end to it, maybe. DePayday, who's back in the nets, obviously, makes the save. Now this is Greg Mikowski. Mikowski, who took over as a goalkeeper, lobs it high, comes high off the glass. Gordon Hill, turning shot, volley shot, blocked by Topolsky. Adam Topolsky, cast in hand, runs it through midfield. Good run by Sibbies, goes right side instead for Kapka and broken up easily.
I think you're going to see Kansas City playing their big guns now. You're going to see Katsoukas, Gordon Hill, Mikowski all getting a lot of time.
Katsoukas to Hill, and he just flicked it in wide. Look how dangerous. Katsoukas' trip to the far side. Will it be called? It will be. Free kick, Kansas City.
Kansas City just missed the winning goal right there. It was an excellent chance for Kansas City to put away, but just missed it. Again, you see two Spirit players on the ball, and you see the trip on Luis Alberto.
Free kick, Kansas City. Running on the ball. Oh, and a great effort by Greg Mikowski, but he just missed it.
Greg would definitely like to have that shot back. He had an open net. Luis Alberto trying to play games over there, trying to intercept the pass. Mikowski goes around him, has a left-footed shot, just missed the open net.
Griffiths on the right side. Stremlaw to Gordon Hill. Ball knocked away, but taken right back again in the corner. Stremlaw, crossing pass through the goal mouth. Dasso, Katsoukas. Ball won by the Pittsburgh Spirit deep in their own end. Tozier plays the boards perfectly. Now he ends Sibbies. Here come the Pittsburgh Spirit. Sibbies has Adam Topolsky at the near point. Topolsky just holding the ball. Now to Luis Alberto. Alberto, ever careful, to Sibbies, knocked away, and here comes Dasso Katsoukas again to Clive Griffiths on the right wing. Here's a run to the box. 12 men coming back just in time. Topolsky intercepting Kapka. Flicks it out for Luis Alberto. Return pass for Kapka, but he was coming off. Line change. Stevie Buttle coming on. Paul Child and Hagen completing the line change. Gino Schiraldi, who had 2 of those goals in that final blitzkrieg by the KC Comets, with the ball right now. Schiraldi plays it back. Mark Fredrickson in the corner. This is Seal. In the center, Schiraldi, turning shot, blocked. And Pittsburgh, lead pass at center, knocked down by Tim Clark. Shot by Clark, grabbed off by Mobley. Now Davy McKenzie. Good run through midfield. Let's end it right now, Davy. To Paul Child. Paul Child looking for the left foot, flicks it far side. Stevie Buttle trying to play it cleanly off the boards, flicks it back to Bobby Vossmeyer. Vossmeyer sends it right back in deep. McKenzie, beautiful trap to Child. Just shot it wide, partially deflected. Hagen.
We definitely got to get more shots on DePayday there. This first part of the overtime has been definitely all Kansas City.
Pittsburgh Spirit haven't fared well this season in overtime. They're 0-2. Here's a good steal. Buttle flicks it left side. McKenzie off the board for Buttle. Beautiful defensive play. Brilliant by Tim Clark. That broke that one up. Bobby Vossmeyer, 11:50 remaining in overtime. Vossmeyer to Hagen. Hagen going to the left foot. Shot. Missed the ball. Hit the far post. McKenzie has it back. Good pressure now by the Spirit. They got the Comets on the ropes. Flicks it to the corner. Grabbed off by DePayday. Now get back quickly, Pittsburgh. But the Comets being deliberate and patient. Fredrickson in midfield. Flicks it high over the head. Seal flicked it on the header. Back for Fredrickson. Taken away, but right back. 12 men to Fredrickson. Back to 12 men. 12 men. Brings it back to midfield, and Clark. Clark into the far corner. Fredrickson to Schiraldi. To Seal. Elson Seal. Ball won away by McKenzie. But if foul's going to be called against the Comets, it'll be free kick Pittsburgh Spirit.
Again, Jim, if we want to take advantage of any line, it was a line that was just on. Now you see the other line coming back on. Spirit got to get a goal here very quickly. We can't let Kansas City maintain that momentum they had early in this overtime.
Here comes Tasso Katsoukas. Katsoukas on a run deep by Vossmeyer, but lost the ball, and Mobley clears it to Vossmeyer. Vossmeyer upfield for Hagen. Hagen trying to bring it up on top. Taken off the ball. Boy, it could have been interference, but nothing called. Gordon Hill squares it far side. Clive Griffiths overlapping, but they bring it right down the middle. This is dangerous man, Greg Mikowski. Mikowski tried to tee it up, took too long. And Paul Child on the quick counter. Child, almost had it threaded through for Stevie Buttle, who would have been in free. Long pass upfield. Plays it for Griffiths. Griffiths takes the shot. Gets behind Moblik, but nobody was there. Fortunately, Moblik grabs it off cleanly. 10 minutes remaining in overtime. Luis Alberto. Lob pass for Koepka. Koepka takes it to the corner, puts it high in the box. Return through the goal mouth, but nobody there, and Griffiths clears to midfield. Topolsky, great defensive play. Stole it away from Gordon Hill. Now Koepka again, chests the ball to the feet. Topolsky crossing and broken up by Gordon Hill as Tozier was trying to be set up.
That pass there was just a little bit late by Adam. He just seen Keith Tozier's making an overlapping run on the left-hand side. Adam just a little bit late with his pass.
Greg Mikowski comes off. Schiraldi comes on. Squirts the ball to Gazonis. 9:20 remaining in overtime. Gazonis movement up front. Gordon Hill to the goal mouth. Now moves out. Tasso Gutsukas left it go by him, and here come the Spirit. 3-on-2 if they hurry. Left side, Civies. Civies off the boards, brings it on top for Luis Alberto, and the payday. Grabs the bouncing ball, a whistle. It'll be free kick.
They're going to call a dangerous play on the Pittsburgh Spirit.
You know, you've got some tired legs on that carpet right now, Denny.
Well, both teams have a week to rest. Kansas City doesn't have a game till next Friday when they come back in and they play the St. Louis Steamers.
Tim Clark lobbing the ball high over the glass. It'll be goal kick. Pittsburgh Spirit. Little impatience shown there by Tim Clark. Just trying to loft the ball toward the goal mouth and say a prayer.
And now we see Greg Ostalchik. You got Paul Child out there with Marcio Liete. John trying to switch up the lines a little bit here.
Peter Moblik looking for Paul Child, and Child with that sure header gets to Marcio Liete. Liete trying to set it up for Ostalchik, but the KC Comets win the ball back. 12-man almost blocked by Vossmeyer. Vossmeyer moving on the boards. It'll be a foul and a penalty on the KC Comets.
Yeah, you're going to see an obstruction call against Bobby Vossmeyer by the Kansas City player. All Schiraldi did was just run right in front of Bobby Vossmeyer. Indirect free kick obstruction.
Vossmeyer chips it, trying to get it into the penalty area, but taken away by Kansas City. Here's Elson Seal. Beautiful pass off the wall from 12-man, but couldn't quite connect it to Seal. McKenzie works the ball up the boards to Marcio Liete. Liete with that speed, trying to run away. Now 12-man wins the ball away from Liete, and Schiraldi squares it on the far side. Now Elson Seal turning with it. Ostalchik going with Seal to the corner. Seal plays it off the board. It came right out and high on the box, but right to the feet of Marcio Liete. Liete leaving it for McKenzie. 7:45 remaining in overtime. This is Ostalchik. McKenzie chips it to the corner. Marcio is there. Liete pushed from behind by Clark. It'll be free kick. Pittsburgh Spirit.
Good chance here for the Spirit to set something up constructively, hopefully get a strike on goal and put it in the back of the net.
Ostalchik looking for movement and then put it behind Paul Child. 12-man plays it back to DePayday. 7:20 remaining in overtime. 5-5. The Pittsburgh Spirit had a 5-2 lead with 6 minutes remaining in regulation time. 2 goals by Schiraldi, and then with 3 seconds left, Katsukas. Ostalchik trying to put it to the corner for Paul Child, but taken away. DePayday.
Jim, so far this season, the Spirit are 0-2 in overtime, and in the history of the club, they're 11-9. What we don't want is let this thing get into a shootout situation. The fans will be very interesting if that happens.
Well, if nobody scores in the next 6 minutes and 50 seconds, as we take a look at Gordon Hill. That's exactly what we'll see, a shootout tonight at the Civic Arena. I'd be very happy to settle this if the Spirit can score before that. Mobley putting the ball to midfield. Fredrickson heading it. Look out, dangerous. Dozier back nicely, jamming up. Now Ian Sibbies to Luis Alberto. Alberto, as the Pittsburgh Spirit, has everybody up. Adam Topolsky in the corner, trying to move out on top. Koepka trying to square it. But there again, the defense, 12 men. Took it back. Run on the far side by the Kansas City Comets. Near side, Fredrickson turned it off for Hanlon, and Hanlon just shanked it over the glass. It'll be goal kick. Pittsburgh Spirit.
Here you get a good look at Gordon Hill, who had a chance to finish the game right there. A little upset with himself. Leaned back on the shot. The ball goes over top. Spirit get a goal kick.
With 6:17 remaining in overtime. Koepka, Hogan, and Sibbies. Or Hagen, Koepka, Hagen, and Sibbies.
Jim, I don't know how much difference it makes in the game, but Kansas City doesn't have one player on their club that is 30 years old and over. The Spirit have 8.
Well, you'd like to think experience would rise to the top here in overtime. Peter Mobley hangs it high upfield. Somebody's got to get a header on it, or it would have been a 3-line, and thank goodness Greg Mikowski did.
Little bit of a mismatch there. You got Peter Mobley trying to throw the ball to Ian Sibbies, and maybe the smallest guy in the league.
Esso, Katsoukas had the ball taken away from him by Luis Alberto on a foul call. Alberto not happy with that at all.
No, I think most of the fans, as well as the Spirit bench and John Kowalski, weren't happy with the call. You got a pushing foul, direct free kick against Luis Alberto.
Mikowski indicating, come back, I need help. Then hangs it high to the penalty area, headed clear by Tozier. This is Mark Fredrickson. Oh boy, he had labeled goal. Great save. Return. Oh, score. Clive Griffith, I think it went in off Tozier, didn't it?
No, Clive Griffith's got the shot, I think. Deflection in the back of the net.
Believe it or not,
for the Spirit.
in overtime, the KC Comets defeat the Pittsburgh Spirit. Let's see it again.
First of all, you're going to see a save here by Peter Mobley. Excellent save. You got 2 defenders down. Peter pushes the ball out to the left. Gets back up in a ready position. You're going to see the shot taken here from the right-hand point. And Mark Fredrickson just touches the ball with the inside of his left foot, right past the outstretched Peter Mobley. Very happy Clive Griffiths there.
Fredrickson gets the goal in overtime to give the KC Comets come from behind victory tonight over the Pittsburgh Spirit at the Civic Arena. We'll be back with a final recap. You're watching Spirit Soccer on Home Sports Entertainment. A desperation go-for-broke move on the part of the Kansas City Comets. An unbelievable comeback by Kansas City, down 3 goals with 6 minutes to go. The Spirit had a 5-2 lead, 6 minutes to go, and we're up here chuckling about it, Denny. I was so sure the Spirit would win. Give Kansas City credit, though.
You got to give Pat McBride an awful lot of credit for a coaching move. You know, with 6 minutes and some seconds left to go in a game, you really don't expect. You don't expect the Spirit to lose a game like that. They have a lot of chances to capitalize. But then, like I said, you got to credit Pat McBride with a good coaching move. On the other hand, I know Coach Kowalski is really upset for losing a game like that. You're in your home building, you're 3-0, you got a 3-goal lead. All of a sudden, you come back like Kansas City back in the game, lose the game in overtime.
It was a breakdown throughout. It's hard to put a blame anywhere. The defense, the forwards, it simply was loss of composure when the Kansas City Comets began coming back.
Well, like I told you before, it was a coach's nightmare. You just don't lose games when you're 3 goals up. We talked about it with 3 seconds. Well, it was about 20-some seconds left to go in a game. You see the Spirit team start chasing the ball instead of worrying about their individual men. And I know Kowalski's going to go in the locker room. He's going to have some choice words for the Spirit players.
2 goals by Schiraldi got the Kansas City Comets back in it. Then with 3 seconds left in the game, the goal by Katsoukas took it into overtime. And then Fredrickson with the game winner, and even that was a mistake.
Well, the whole thing, you know, you look at the overtime. Kansas City had the better of the play in the first part, came back very easily, could have won it in the first part of the overtime. And but Kansas City gets the breaks. The Spirit come out a little bit flat in the overtime. Should have won the game. Kansas City wins it.
All you can do is pack it up and come on out again a week from tonight. The next telecast here on Home Sports Entertainment. Next action for the Pittsburgh Spirit. Final here tonight in overtime. Kansas City 6 and the Spirit 5. Pittsburgh Spirit Soccer was brought to you by Budweiser, the king of beers and proud sponsor of the U.S. Olympic team. For all you do, this Bud's for you. The executive producer of Spirit Soccer is Bill Strong. This game has been produced and directed by Doug Kennedy. Production coordinator is Bill Dickow. Production services by IVP Pittsburgh. Remote facilities by Unitel Mobile Video. This has been an exclusive presentation of CAC Sports for Home Sports Entertainment.